Hi everyone, my name is Danielle Shaub and I teach music at Lake Local Schools here in Hartville. And first of all, I just want to say it's an honor to be presenting at this year's 2021 High Impact Conference. This session is entitled Bucket Drumming Fun, and I hope that through this video and sessions, you will see how you can incorporate bucket drumming into your classroom.
This session is on two things: sticks and buckets. Bucket drumming fun. So let's get started. During this presentation, you'll see student demonstrations. You'll hear what works, what doesn't work, and to be honest, this is the first year I have implemented such an activity into my classroom. COVID, of course, does not have a lot of things that we enjoy that unfortunately have taken away some of our capabilities as teachers, but in other ways it's allowed us to use things and resources that maybe we never thought we would use in our classroom. Bucket drumming for me is one of those activities. So let's get started. I'm holding two sticks. So sticks cost about $3 a pair, depending on what kinds you get. Obviously this kind's Big Fir. It's a little bit more expensive, but since I'm using it all year, I decided to invest in a better pair for myself. Then you'll need a bucket. This is a Home Depot bucket. Costs you about $3.50. If you buy them more in bulk, they get cheaper as you go. So bucket drumming, kids love. Okay, if you have older kids, I'm talking even 5th graders, 6th graders, 7th graders, all the way through middle school, even high school. If you think about your class right now, what kid, boy or girl, would not be excited to get sticks and a bucket? Now, of course, there are some rules and expectations that need to be followed. So when I first start out, I take 15 minutes to go over my expectations. Number one, this is the universal symbol for don't play, or stop playing, or you need to listen. So all of those encompass one word: stop. Second thing, when the kids come get their materials, they get their sticks, I hand them their bucket, they go back to their spot. When they are returned, the playing is done for the day, they return their sticks, they hand me their bucket. Now, of course, this year, once again, we need to worry about sanitizing materials that are often touched. So our school, like many others, provide a spray that is safe for the students. So after every class, they're sprayed down. The sticks are just wood, they dry, and they're ready to use for the next class. On the attached PDF of this video, you will see resources that I use from various video sites. A couple very famous bucket drummers in David Burrow and Sammy Foster. And I also put in a budget of what you can use, what I use, what you may want to use, and things that work for me. So I hope you enjoy this session, and let's get to the kids.
And here we have student demonstrations. At the beginning of the year, we started without pencil grippers. So girls, play for me the following example. This is without grips on the ends of the sticks. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So you can hear that the sound is more plastic sounding, which is okay. Girls, once again, let's do this pattern. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4. Good. Boys, they have grippers on the ends of their sticks. I'm going to come in and zoom in. So these are 10-cent grippers from the dollar store, and if you cut them in half, you want to make sure you get the gel-like grippers because they're easier to cut. Boys, will you play an example for me? 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So you have an automatic tom-tom drum sound for essentially 10 cents. Boys, 1 and a 2, 3 and 4. we're gonna try that again. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4. Now together, you'll hear the combination of them with the rhythms with and without pencil grippers. All together, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. So there you have examples of, even if you wanted to do a half and half class, you want some students with grippers on the ends of their sticks and some without, or you may like it, which we have found that we like here, with all of them having grippers at the end to sound like a tom-tom drum.
So here you see we have a small group of students. What we would do in a full group setting is repeated rhythms one after the other. Take note that some patterns will be on the center of the drum, some will be on the rim, some will be on the side, and some will be stick clicks. All right, repeat after me. 1 and 2, 4. 1, 2, examples with counting. Now, I'm not going to show them the pattern. I'm going to use some words, and they're going to repeat the rhythm on the center of the drum that I say. Okay, so repeat the rhythm that you think you would play if you heard me say cheese, cheese, pizza, cheese. Cheese, sausage, pepperoni, pizza. Pepperoni, pizza, pepperoni, cheese. Cheese, cheese, sausage, cheese. Blueberry, blueberry, blueberry pie. Blueberry, raspberry, strawberry pie. Blueberry, strawberry, raspberry pie. Various ways you can go about approaching different rhythms and or different sayings. Something you may find fun with your students is something called a stick flip. For example, students, point your stick forward. On the count of 3, make your stick go 180, so essentially a half turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now we're going to turn it into a pattern, such as this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try it with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and stop. Good. So you can have a metronome going on in the background to also work with a steady beat tempo. You'll find that the longer you do this, the faster the students want to speed up, which is natural. But if you can hook up a Bluetooth metronome through your sound system, I think that would be something beneficial you could do throughout class. So now we do what's called a friendly competition. And you choose if you want to give starbursts at the end, that's up to you. I choose to do that because I find it to be a rewarding experience.
So we're going to pick up the tempo, and these kids are going to be honest. If they drop their stick, they are going to place their sticks on the bucket. They are out. So again, imagine a whole class doing this right now. So if they drop their sticks, the sticks go on the bucket. If they play an incorrect rhythm, such as this, 1, 2, 3, 4, they know that wasn't the correct rhythm assigned. They are out, and they wait until the exercise is done. See how things are going? It may take 30 seconds for all the kids to get out the first time. Now we find that it takes minutes for students to either drop their stick or play the incorrect rhythm. So let's try this together. We're going to pick up the tempo. If you get out, be honest and wait until we are done. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, we're going to try it one more time. Pick up your sticks. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Last time, and stop. Stand up if you were still playing. Good job, and you girls get a starburst. So those are different ways you can try stick flip tricks in your classroom. So here we are with a Lake 5th grade student, Luke. And Luke is currently not in the Lake Band, but he will be. So starting this school year, like most of you, we were not able to have an actual ensemble with band, choir, and orchestra begin right from the beginning of the year. So what we did was we had a music exploration, so to say, where the band directors, the orchestra directors, and myself with choir would go over various techniques and things we would be learning in each group. We found that the benefit of this was that it actually gave the students more time to make a well thought out decision instead of basically what would take a couple days. They would have to decide, return their paper, and get scheduled for the following year. So there are benefits with this scheduling example this year. So Luke is going to be in the Lake Band this year, and he's going to be a percussionist. Luke, tell me a little bit about why you like bucket drumming.
I like bucket drumming because you do the stick flip, different rhythms, and it's really fun doing different techniques with bucket drumming. And once we actually got to go outside during the beginning of November, and that was really fun. Also, before I started bucket drumming, I actually wanted to do saxophone, but when we got started on bucket drumming, I wanted to be a percussionist.
So you never know, your band all of a sudden may have lots more percussionists after you do a bucket drumming unit. One thing Luke also recognized is a difference as a percussionist with the pencil grippers, which I explained earlier in the video. So Luke's going to go ahead and play, go ahead and repeat after me. So even with Luke, just one student, you hear the difference of that dampened sound. So Luke is going to be a percussionist. He'll be a strong percussionist as a result of about 2-9 weeks worth of bucket drumming instruction. This would be the advanced stick flip trick example. Luke, go ahead. Good job, thank you. And we're going to do some basic rhythm patterns back and forth so you can see how, whether you have one student you're working with or a large group, which you'll see later, how you can incorporate various rhythm patterns into your lesson. All right, Luke. some words back, and I want you to play the rhythm on the top of the bucket as you think it would be played. Pepperoni pizza, pepperoni pizza. Pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie. Raspberry, strawberry, blueberry pie. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4. Turkey, mashed potatoes. Pepperoni pizza, mushrooms. Strawberry, blueberry, raspberry pie. Good. So you can see how we worked quarter notes, half notes, 16th notes, 8th notes, all into our patterns. Again, whether it's one-on-one instruction or full group instruction, you may find these beneficial in your bucket drumming lessons. That's a little bit of our small group demonstration videos. You'll see, just like I'm sure with your classes, that you'll have students that excel quickly, you'll have some in the middle, and you'll have some that need a little bit more encouragement and reinforcement with particular rhythms. Just like band, choir, orchestra, ensembles, we have students at all different levels. In the next section of videos, you'll see large group demonstrations. This is one 5th grade class, and you'll see that we did particular songs such as We Will Rock You, Skeleton Dance, Eine Kleine Nachtmusik, and Carol of the Bells. Some of them are adapted specifically for bucket drumming, and those are notated in the video. You'll also notice in the attached PDF with the resources and song links, those particular songs are there for you if you would like to use those in your class and incorporate them into your bucket drumming lessons. Following the large group demonstrations, you'll see that we're back with a small group doing a little bit more with advanced bucket drumming techniques. Hope you enjoy. This is an example of a full group instruction repeated rhythm pattern. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and a 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4. Strawberry, strawberry, blueberry pie. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4. This is the class demonstration of We Will Rock You. This is the skeleton dance class demonstration. You will see that students play at different times on different parts of the drum. For example, when they see the red circle, they hit the center of the bucket. When they see the yellow gear button, they hit the rim. When they see the blue triangle, they hit the side. When they see the orange X, they do a stick click. And when you see the cymbal roll, they are allowed to improvise. This was adapted from a small percussion unit for bucket drumming, my adaptation. Skeleton dance. About why you like bucket drumming, or maybe even your favorite song that we've done during the bucket drumming unit?
Sure. My favorite bucket drumming song is probably We Will Rock You, and I feel like I have improved over the few past weeks that have came by.
My favorite song is We Will Rock You, and I think I've improved by probably by the 11 weeks.
My favorite song is Can Can, and I think I've improved a little bit.
Good. Overall, would you say that you have enjoyed bucket drumming?
Yes, I've enjoyed bucket drumming a lot.
Good.
Yes, because I just like doing some rhythm.
This is the class demonstration of Eine Kleine Nachtmusik. Very similar to the skeleton dance. Red circle is center of the drum. Yellow gear is the rim. Blue triangle is the side. Orange X is a stick click. And this time when you see the holiday lights go through the video, the students are going to improvise as they written originally for a small percussion ensemble, adapted for bucket drumming by myself. Of Carol of the Bells by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. The bucket drumming version credit goes to Sammy Foster and bucketdrumming.net. This is Carol of the Bells. steel drum band and currently works with our percussionists at Lake Local Schools. So the next item we're going to show you, it doesn't really have an official name. We'll call it Simon Says. So you can do this with a full group. We're going to do it with a small group here today. So I will start with a 4-beat pattern. As I play it, I'm already moving on to the next one, and Luke and Mrs. Wenzel have to listen to what the next pattern is while they're playing the rhythm before. Confused? Take a look. And that is a version of Simon Says. So here we have a student-teacher bucket drum challenge, stick flip challenge, we'll call it. Now something you can do in a small group is increase the tempo as you go. You saw in the prior video that students maintained a steady tempo because the amount of students in the room, you want to keep it as steady as possible. With a small group with 2, 3, 4 people, you can increase the tempo as you go and have even more fun challenge battle going on. Luke, show us the rhythm we're going to be doing today. All right, here we go. Good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job, Luke. Student wins. Good job.
Good job, bud. Thank you.
So I hope over the past half hour of watching videos and class demonstrations and individual student demonstrations that you've really received a sense of how bucket drumming can work in your classroom. Again, everything that I did will not work necessarily in your situation, but whether you have virtual learners right now, in-class learners right now, it can work for both. So I hope that you can even take an idea or 2 ideas or take a song or try a particular technique and try it with your class or students to see if it would work for you. Bucket drumming really is fun. The kids enjoy the interactive piece of it. They are 100% engaged. That's the biggest thing. And this year, overall, we want our kids engaged more than ever. To have that sense of relationships in the classroom, whether they're in school or not, they can be doing flip grid assignments with you and you can be interacting back and forth with them. They can use a paint can. They can use pencils as sticks. So you don't necessarily have to buy all the resources that you need. Does it make it to your advantage to have those items? Yes. So attached to this, once again, is a PDF with resources to get you started, some links, some different resources, and then probably most important are some of the video links to the particular songs that our classes used during this video. So I really hope you're able to take a couple ideas and incorporate them in your classroom. A couple other things I wanted to touch base with before we're finished here. You may want to look into various grants. It's not a ton of money, but it is money. So if your budget is short or you don't have any, money to use. There are grants out there that you could write for to get buckets. I've read a lot that many stores are willing to donate buckets. So if you can even chip in and get the sticks, you're pretty much set with a bucket and 2 sticks. So look into that at your local home improvement store. I think that would really be beneficial for you. As well as, like I said, the grants, writing them, it's a tedious process, but it may be well worth your time and effort to write that grant and just see what happens. You never know. Also, classroom management, okay? So the class that you saw recorded is actually my smaller class. It's a single class of around 30 students, but typically I have 2 classes in here. So we're talking upwards of 50 kids in the double classes, and classroom management does not need to be at the top of the priority list. I spend 15 minutes before we even get out buckets, sticks, anything, and we go over expectations. If you spend 15 minutes, it will be worth the entire time you spend on your bucket drumming unit. It will save your sanity, your patience, the kids will know what to do. So just like with anything else that you do in your classroom that has a regimen you do over and over again, bucket drumming is like that. So for me, the first day, I took 15 minutes, like I said, to go over basic instruction. And will kids not follow directions at times? Sure. A consequence you can use for that is, okay, you're out for 5 minutes, for the next 5 minutes of instruction and playing. And I have not had a student that has decided they wanted to try to not follow directions again once they're out that 5 minutes, because again, they're engaged, they want to take part in this activity. So try 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you have to, depending on what they did. So my kids at the beginning of class, just like you, go over what our objectives are for the day, what we're going to be doing, and then I call, the way my room is set up right now, into sections. They come over to the side of the room, they get their 2 sticks, they get the bucket from me. I prefer handing them the bucket. If you have a lot of buckets in your room, you'll notice that the handles sometimes overlap each other, and I think if the kids were in charge of that, it could become a little messy. So I prefer distributing the buckets, and I let them take care of the sticks. This year, of course, they're sanitized after each classroom use, but the buckets, I'm just able to hand to them and they move on. I call them section by section. They come up, they go to their spot, and you may want to have a rhythm on the board that they could airplay. I'm a big proponent and fan of airplaying because it allows you to do your job of passing out the equipment, but they're not sitting there doing nothing, so to say. So if you have a rhythm on the board, they can airplay that. It could be an ostinato. You could have a part 1, part 2, or A and B rhythm pattern that they could be practicing back and forth. I think you would find that to your advantage. Plus it's quiet. You're gonna have sections depending on your size of room. It could take 3 minutes to get everything passed out. It could take a minute to get everything passed out. It could take 5 minutes, it just depends. But they're pretty quick in going to get their things, moving back to their spot, and they're ready to go. I do a universal, I have the sticks in my hand and I hold it up. Okay, we are very fortunate that we do have a mic system. So I am mic'd throughout the day, but I still don't like raising my voice for obvious reasons. So to get their attention, if I hold up my hand with the sticks, they know it's time to get ready, it's time to be quiet, the instruction is about to begin. So that's about distributing the buckets. Then collecting them, I would leave at first 5 minutes at the end of class. You know, revisit what you did throughout class, things that went well, things we can improve on the next time. Again, not telling you anything you don't know, but bucket drumming, it's the same idea. You're just adding a different element of fun into your classroom while they're still learning. So when I collect the buckets, just like I pass them out, If they're sitting on the floor, I might say, okay, students sitting on the floor, put your sticks back, return your bucket. I'm still monitoring the collection of buckets. Again, kids are gonna drop buckets. You're gonna accidentally hand a bucket, think they're holding it, it drops. It happens. They're very willing to help you, but I just like to be in charge of the collection process as well, just to make sure that your class remains organized and there's a sense of organization and repetition in what you do as far as collection of the buckets and sticks go. So I really hope you enjoyed this session. Again, bucket drumming is fun. Bucket drumming is fun. It can help your choir program, your band program, your orchestra program, your general music program, from elementary to high school. And I certainly think that it is well worth your time. You spend a month on it. You spend 2 months on it. It's a unit. In class, virtual learners, give it a try. I think you'll like it. We'll conclude this session with our 5th grade class demonstration group performing the piece, Can Can. Our final selection is Can Can. Can 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 be found on YouTube, subscribing to the group Musication. In Can Can, you will see the following symbols. The red circle, we hit the center of the bucket. The yellow gear, we hit the rim. The orange X, we stick click. The triangle, we hit the side of the bucket. The neon fluorescent circle, we improvise how we wish. And the purple X, we stick click at the end. You will also notice that this video has a spotlight which highlights the various symbols. This may help your class in playing quarter notes and 8th note rhythms. You'll also notice near the end there are a couple rests that may cause a challenge. This is Can Can.